On page 25, we start to go into the concepts that are connected to the RAE way beyond the seven principles. The educating approach is based on respect both for our babies and for ourselves. Most people would agree it's important to respect one another, but respect means different things to different people. For some, respect is a one-way street where children show respect to their parents and elders, but little respect flows in the opposite direction for me. I feel respected when people give me their full, undivided attention, when they allow me to talk without interrupting, and they listen without judgment, when they honor my point of view, even if they disagree with me. I become prickly when I witness hierarchical or patriarchal behavior. Prickly is a nice word for that. And when I see people being treated as less than, just because they are younger or are the employee rather than the employer. A key to creating harmonious families and a more peaceful world lies in learning how to interact and coexist with one another respectfully. Children don't learn about this when they begin to walk or when they go to nursery school. They learn about respect at the very beginning of their lives through their interactions with the adults who care for them. The educaring approach teaches us to respect a baby by touching him gently, carrying him securely, and moving slowly. We show respect by always telling him what we're going to do before we do it. I'm going to pick you up now. I'm going to the kitchen. I will be right back. Let's take off your diaper now. We look for eye contact with our baby, but we don't force it, respecting his desire and need to look away and turn inward when he needs to. We talk directly to the baby and give him time to take in what we've said. We don't try to distract him from his feelings, but allow him to fully express his emotions until he's all done. We don't multitask, but rather give him our full, undivided attention during caregiving routines of feeding, diapering, bathing, and dressing, and at other times as well. We demonstrate self-respect by taking care of our own needs so that we can more easily and happily care for our baby. By taking care of our own needs without guilt, we are setting a good example that our needs and our baby's needs are both important. I know you want me to stay with you right now, but I need to take a shower. I'll be done in a little while, and then I'll be back. I love playing with you, but I'm feeling tired. I'm going to lie down in my room for a few minutes while you play. And then there's this thing called authenticity. Authenticity means the genuineness or truth of something. Allowing your baby to be his authentic self requires letting go of preconceived ideas, sitting back to observe and truly see him in the moment, and not assuming he will respond in the way he did yesterday. When you come to your baby with wonder and curiosity, he will often surprise you, and your understanding of him will deepen. Instead of being limited to the role of a cute, cuddle, kissable baby, he will be revealed to you as the complex human being that he truly is. As he grows, your child will learn to find the balance between being true to himself and being a member of a larger social group. My son taught me valuable lessons about letting go of preconceived ideas and the joy and surprise that comes to be with being open to possibilities. When Elijah was about 3 years old, my husband and I got him a toddler-sized basketball net. I believe we suffered from the mistaken idea that a boy of his age should start developing his ball skills, but Elijah had an altogether different idea in mind. I watched as he carried his little stool outside and placed it in front of the basketball net. Then he went back inside, retrieved his bin full of small objects, and placed it on the ground next to the stool. Picked up the objects one by one, climbed on the stool, and dropped them into the net. Some things fell straight through, and others got hung up and had to be disentangled. Some fell quickly and made a loud sound when they dropped, and other lighter objects took their time and fell soundlessly to the ground. Elijah was gleeful when something fell right through with a thud, and he curiously problem solved when other objects got caught. He repeated this experiment many times and could be thoroughly involved in it for a half hour or more. Was that what we had expected him to do with the basketball net? No. But it was what captured Elijah's imagination. I have no doubt that, like a scientist, he learned a lot through his experimentation. The basketball net was an important lesson that taught me to let go of my fixed ideas of how I thought Elijah should or would respond, whether to a basketball net or to certain environments or situations. Instead of feeling that I had to lead him or teach him, I learned that the far greater pleasure was to provide a cognitively challenging environment for Elijah and then sit back, relax, and enjoy simply being together as he discovered what interested him. And then in bold letters it says slow down. These are the concepts of educating. Do your best never to hurry with your baby. Instead, move slowly. This will help to create a sense of calm and peacefulness. It will give your baby the opportunity to follow what is happening and participate when he is able. How slowly? As slowly as you can. I think of the graceful people who practice Tai Chi in my neighborhood park. You might think of a movie played in slow motion. Dr. Pickler described it as ceremonious slowness. Perhaps you have an image from your own experience that will remind you to slow down with your baby. Second is narrate and communicate. You and your baby will convey a lot to each other non-verbally through your eyes, your touch, your body language, and gestures. Although it may seem silly to speak to someone who at first won't understand your words, speaking to your baby about what is happening and what he's experiencing not only is respectful, but can help him to make sense of himself and his world. Use words, but not too many, to acknowledge what your baby may be experiencing sensorially. The washcloth is warm. I heard that garbage truck. The light is very bright. You felt the breeze on your cheek. Use words to acknowledge what your baby might be feeling. When he is upset, narrate what you observe without making assumptions or judgments. You're crying really hard. I hear you. If your toddler was holding a ball and is crying because another child took it from him, you can't know for sure if the tears are frustration, sadness, or anger. You can acknowledge the emotion without defining it specifically by saying something like, Damon has the ball and you want it too. You're upset. Using words to mirror your child's emotional state back to him lets him know that he's been seen and understood and can provide comfort to him. Do your best to always tell your baby what is about to happen. If you'd like to pick him up, let him know. I'm going to pick you up now so that we can change your diaper. Then wait for his response and move slowly. Not only is this respectful, but he can relax, knowing there will be no surprises. Narrate what you observe or what you are doing together. You're rubbing your eyes. It looks like you're tired. Now I'm putting soap on the washcloth. Let's snap your pajamas. Be honest with your baby about what you're feeling. This can be beneficial to you by helping to release tension and lay the foundation for a lifetime of open communication. I'm tired. It's 3 a.m. and I want to sleep. I don't know what you need. You're crying, and I don't know what to do. I could sit here all day just looking at you. My heart is full. I love you so much. Magda's lessons about the importance of observation and communication are supported by current research. Arietta Slade, a psychologist at CUNY, says that it is the mother's observations of the moment to moment changes in the child's mental state and her representation of these first in gesture and action and later in words and play that is at the heart of sensitive caregiving. The phrases and narrations used throughout the book are not scripts, but are merely offered as examples of what you might say in certain situations. Speak naturally to your baby in a way that is authentic to you. Establish predictability and routine. Unlike many adults who take pleasure in spontaneity and a potentially exciting change of plans, babies enjoy consistency and routine. They like a simple day that is much the same as the one before, where caregiving tasks of diapering, bathing, and feeding happen at an unhurried pace. Simple routines make it possible for a baby to participate more and more and to feel at ease because he comes to know what to anticipate. When days are overscheduled with new people and novel experiences, the unfamiliar can make a baby feel helpless and less than secure. There are times, of course, when small changes happen that upset a baby's equilibrium even slightly. To mitigate potential upset and to help your baby cope, do your best to tell your baby when a change is about to happen or has happened. I'm going to the kitchen now. The door slammed. It made a loud noise. I'm going to turn off the light. Allow Terry time. RIE associate Diana Suskin coined the term Terry time to describe the time given to a baby after it has been told what is about to happen. Slowing down and telling a baby what is about to happen are key. But giving him time to process what has been said and prepare himself is the third part of the equation. When you say, I'm going to pick you up now, pause and give your baby Terry time to process what you've said. If you wait and observe for several seconds or more, you'll notice when he is ready. He may hold out his arms, lift his shoulders, or kick his legs in an excited anticipation of being picked up. Wants nothing, wants something time. Magda distinguished quality time into two categories, wants nothing time and wants something time. During wants nothing time, you have no agenda. You're fully present with your baby, open and available to him. Sit down on the floor in your baby's safe space, leave your cares and concerns at the door, and just be with your baby. It's a time not to send text messages or read a magazine, but to simply enjoy being with your baby, taking your lead from him. If you're in the habit of multitasking or ticking things off a to-do list, want nothing time may be difficult, particularly in the beginning. I encourage you to persevere. Many parents tell me that wants nothing time is a revelation, and it's a relief to know they don't always have to do something with their babies. If you find yourself being pulled towards your laptop or otherwise distracted, try wants nothing time when you have less on your mind and are able to be fully present. There are times when you do have to do something to accomplish with your baby or toddler, and these are wants something time. You want a diaper, dress, feed, or bathe your baby, or perhaps buckle him into the car seat. Whereas wants nothing time are free form and open-ended, wants something time have goals and expectations. I want to change your diaper. It's time for your bath. We need to put on your jacket now. That may involve limit setting and early discipline. I see you're enjoying splashing in the bath, but it's time to get out of the tub. I know you don't like the car seat, but I need to buckle you in so we can leave. Acknowledge your child's point of view and invite his cooperation as you kindly and firmly let him know what needs to happen. During want something times, it's not necessary to be rigid and unyielding, but preferable to be calmly and firmly resolute to accomplish your goal. And lastly, attention. Magda taught parents it's far better to give a baby 100% attention part of the time than rather than fractured attention all the time. In this day and age when multitasking is the norm, it's important to remember that babies benefit from undivided attention, where the adult is completely tuned into the baby and nothing else. This happens most often during caregiving routines and wants nothing time, which provide the baby with the opportunity to be emotionally refueled so that he can then contentedly be on his own, to rest or to enjoy uninterrupted play. Alternatively, when the adult's attention is always fractured or distracted, the baby's emotional needs are never completely satisfied, and he eventually learns that his parents' full attention is unattainable. In this case, he may simply and sadly give up. Now that you've read about the RIE principles and key concepts, you may be wondering where to begin. I often suggest to new parents that they start by practicing just two things: slowing down and telling their babies what they're going to do before they do it. I ask them to notice how it feels for them and how their baby responds. Following chapters expand on the ideas and principles introduced in this chapter, and you will learn how to apply them in everyday situations with your baby.